Live from WRAL News headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
Yesterday's front is out of here, and behind it, it feels much more comfortable. Our dew point has dropped to 51, so our muggy meter is feeling great. I'll show you how long this nice weather sticks around.
A driver is airlifted. Fire officials say a pickup truck rolled several times. What we know about this crash on US 1.
And teacher walk-ins. In 30 minutes, educators will demonstrate in Wake County before the board votes on the district's budget. Concerns over cuts, they say, will come at the expense of learning. Good morning, everyone. It is 6 o'clock, and every day we are learning something new, and we always look forward to sharing that with you, along with this gorgeous glow over downtown Raleigh right now. Thanks for starting your Tuesday with us. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. Yeah, thanks for making us part of your routine here. And, along with the sunrise, cool temperatures out there this morning. A different day ahead as Elizabeth Gardner joins us from the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now. After 3 straight weather alert days, we got a good one.
Oh, yeah. And right here at 6 o'clock is just the absolute golden hour. I mean, almost every camera I look at looks gorgeous. And this one especially pretty here at Southern Pines Longleaf Golf and Family Club. One of the only ones where we saw just a few clouds. And I just thought this was such a pretty picture live this morning. This is going to be a pretty popular place, I would guess, over the next couple of days with this pretty weather. Our dew point sitting at 51. That's a measure of moisture in the atmosphere, and it's sitting in the nice level right now. 54 is our temperature, and we're looking mostly at mid-50s as you're heading out the door. It's a bit cooler in Roxborough there in the mid-40s. A nice afternoon on tap, 81 degrees, and when the humidity is low, that's a very comfortable feel. We'll enjoy this for a couple of days, but then we're into a chance of showers and thunderstorms again Thursday and Friday. I'll walk you through that coming up. Ken?
601 Elizabeth, we're keeping an eye on this crash right here on Jones Sausage Road near Auburn Church Road. It's near the entrance ramp to I-40. It's off to the side of the road, not causing any problems for you this morning, but just in case Jones Sausage is part of your commute, I wanted you to know what was going on. But all on major routes from Wendell to Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, all delay-free right now. Just give you a live look at one of those major routes, I-40 and Wade Avenue, traffic picking up just a bit, but flowing nicely in all directions. You're getting ready to head into the car. Pop us on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thank you. Around midnight, a man was flown by helicopter to a trauma center after this crash in Southern Pines. This was on US 1 near May Street. A fire official says a pickup truck rolled several times. The driver was the only person involved. We're working to learn his condition.
Renee, then about 2 o'clock this morning, the WRAL Breaking News Tracker captured this scene on I-40 East in Johnston County. You can see a tractor trailer there with damage to its side down in the trees off that highway. State Highway Patrol says nobody was hurt.
Covering Wake County, teachers are pushing back against budget cuts this morning. They are holding walk-ins at several schools in 30 minutes. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live at Enloe High School in Raleigh. Kelsey, this comes before the board votes on its budget proposal tonight. Yes, Renee, it does. And in the next 30 minutes, we're expecting to see teachers walk through these doors here at Enloe High School to make demands. They're asking school leaders to not make any cuts to next year's budget. School leaders will vote on a budget proposal to send to county commissioners tonight. They're considering cutting positions like counselors and social workers. They're even dialing back on funding for school supplies. The county manager recommends upping the district's budget by $35 million. That's less than the $40 million school board members are requesting. School leaders say they actually need $60 million more to keep up with current operations, but that kind of funding is just not available right now. So teachers will meet here at Enloe High School and several other schools across the county this morning at 6:30. Then school leaders will vote on that budget proposal tonight at 5:30. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Also tonight, Raleigh City Council will consider options for how a toll on Capitol Boulevard would work. One of the options is to make the road an expressway from I-540 to the Franklin County line. Another is to create a dedicated express lane that would be tolled, giving drivers the option to use general purpose lanes for free. The goal is to eliminate traffic backups on that road. City Council will vote on its preferred option tonight and then share that choice with the State Turnpike Authority. That agency is expected to make a decision on the plan later this month.
A section of I-40 in Raleigh is back open after this crash that closed down the westbound lanes for several hours. The WRAL Breaking News Tracker captured this video. It happened near the South Saunders Street exit around 8:30 last night.
Police say it happened when a wrong-way driver hit another car head-on. It took 4 hours for police to work the scene. Officers say 3 people were taken to the hospital.
Hail fell across parts of our area and severe storms caused trees to fall. In Wilson, strong winds knocked over trees in people's backyards. A group of volunteers came together to clear away that damage. In Pikeville in Wayne County, a tree damaged a home while a woman was inside.
I could have been sitting in that living room still. I could have been hurt.
Yeah, no doubt. Another tree landed on her car. But despite all the damage, Damie Perkins says she is counting her blessings because no injuries were reported.
A bill is being considered that takes away power from homeowners associations. WRAL's Laura Levine is live at the state legislature this morning with the impact it could have on HOAs. Laura.
Renee, good morning. Lawmakers are once again trying to pursue and pass reform bills for homeowners associations. So we're talking about 2 bills being debated today that will crack down on HOA's abilities to take people's homes in foreclosure, as well as extend some other rights to homeowners. Now, Senate Bill 378 would ban HOAs from being allowed to foreclose on people over unpaid fines. Supporters say no one should lose their house simply because they waited a few days too long to mow the grass or take their trash cans in. The bill would also stretch out to the foreclosure process, giving homeowners more time to resolve any issues. It would also ban HOAs from fining people for running businesses out of their homes. Another bill, House Bill 444, meanwhile, would ban HOAs from being allowed to foreclose on people unless they're at least 6 months behind. It also contains many of the other rules in the Senate version of that bill regarding home businesses and to require the Attorney General's office to track complaints. So ideas for reform came up at the legislature 2 years ago, but lawmakers were unable to agree on some of the terms. So we'll continue to follow what happens when these 2 bills are debated today. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Property taxes could be going up in Wake County. County Manager David Ellis's $2.2 billion budget plan includes a tax increase. It would be used to pay for the library bond voters approved last year. Households in the unincorporated parts of the county and in Wendell would pay more to upgrade fire service. Final approval comes next month. You can read more about the budget in our story on WRAL.com.
Each morning here in the WRAL Live Center, I try to keep my eye on what's happening in terms of U.S. futures overnight as things have been a bit tumultuous in the last couple of months. So especially as we're talking about tariff discussions, trade wars, things of that nature. And it looks like U.S. futures overnight not looking too hot. Not too much change, though. S&P 500 down 38, Dow Jones down 242, and the NASDAQ down 187. And this is what it looks like ahead of the Federal Open Market Committee meeting tomorrow that the Fed is holding. Fed Chair Jerome Powell will be giving a press conference. And this is all significant because it's the first policy meeting since President Trump's reciprocal tariffs were announced last month. Now, we'll be watching very closely to see what things look like in terms of the opening market, how stocks are doing once we see the opening bell at 9:30 this morning. We'll let you know if there is anything significant happening over at WRAL News on Fox 50.
We are hearing from the owner of a 5 Points short-term rental home at the center of a shooting investigation. Ring cameras captured the chaos after shots were fired Sunday morning. The home is an Airbnb, and the owner lives miles away in Texas. He says he considers the house not just an investment, but his home. Some who live nearby say they want a more permanent presence and the rentals to end. The owner spoke with WRAL.
We're not, avaricious or in any way. We did in a short-term rent the house in order to damage the neighborhood, and we wouldn't be interested in it.
Neighbors are pleased the property owner has been willing to listen to them. The owner says he hasn't decided what's next.
A new search warrant reveals video from a deadly crash on Capitol Boulevard shows state troopers agreeing to downplay the chase. The crash killed Tyrone Mason in 2024. Wake County District Attorney Lauren Freeman says evidence, including video from dash and body cameras, led her to look closer at the work of Trooper Garrett Macario and Sergeant Matthew Morrison. According to the search warrant, Morrison told Macario not to tell responding Raleigh police officers he tried to stop Mason before the crash. Macario told the Raleigh officer he drove up on the crash and saw the smoke and debris from the vehicle. Freeman says the investigation should be finished within the next 30 days.
Covering Durham. Today you can join Durham schools for an event promoting mental health and safety in schools. The DPS Safe Minds, Safe Schools event starts at 5:30 this evening at Hillside High School. Families, teachers, and students are invited to explore ways to promote wellness. Refreshments and childcare will be provided.
Person County Commissioner Tracy Ellickson is resigning. In a statement read during last night's board meeting, Ellickson says his decision comes from a place of humility, transparency, and integrity. WRAL recently reported on Ellickson, who faces several charges, including domestic violence and communicating threats involving his wife. His next hearing for that case is scheduled for May 19th.
A new warning in our area about a drug stronger than fentanyl and morphine. It's called carfentanil. It has been detected in pills in Edgecombe County. UNC Street Drug Analysis Lab identified the substance in 2 pressed pills. Paramedics say it may be responsible for at least 1 overdose. In North Carolina, there are fewer than 10 confirmed carfentanil deaths per year. However, experts say it is still something they are watching.
People may not be expecting something that's more potent than they're used to. And because of that, people may take the same amount, but still have an overdose problem.
It's important to note that naloxone, also known as Narcan, which is an antidote to opioids, works on carfentanil.
Federal financing. The Education Department is threatening to withhold student loans for some schools. How alumni loan standings could affect their alma maters.
And fashion's biggest night in New York City. Celebrities and A-listers shut down the blue carpet at the Met Gala. I'll show you some of the looks that have people talking. Starting off a little chilly, but we're going to turn out nice today, Elizabeth.
Beautiful day after yesterday's front. Our humidity is nice and low. Our temperature at first bell right around mid-50s to around 60. And after school, 81 degrees. Now, we do have more rain in the forecast by the end of the week. We'll take a look at that coming up.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:14, taking a live look at Apex this morning. We have clear skies now. Of course, that yesterday's front moved through, a nice drop in humidity, so it's a real comfortable start out there. We'll take a live look at Chapel Hill, and we're seeing mostly clear skies pretty much everywhere. Temperatures are mainly in the mid-50s right now. It's 52 in Lewisburg. There's been a little bit of patchy fog, but not much. Tarboro is reporting fog right now at 55 degrees, 53 in Irwin, and 55 in Rocky Mount. Heading out the door, I was comfortable grabbing that jacket with those temperatures in the mid-50s right now, and we're going to see the same thing again tomorrow, so you may want to send a jacket out with the kids. But this afternoon, feeling nice with high temperatures in the low 80s. We're dry today and tomorrow, but then the next system gets closer to us with a chance for some showers and thunderstorms on Thursday and Friday. We'll take a closer look at that coming up. Ken?
Elizabeth, happening now, we've got first responders working a crash on I-540 in the westbound lanes near Capitol Boulevard. Right now, we're not seeing any delays in that particular area as we look live at I-540 at Capitol Boulevard, courtesy of our live cam network. But clearly, it's not causing any delays on I-540 this morning. You're getting ready to head out the door. Make sure you tune us in on the radio because all our major routes are relatively delay-free at this hour. And Jeff, coming up in a few minutes, I'll take a closer look at some of the major routes in the Bull City.
All right. Ken, look forward to it. Thank you. Students attending specific universities could lose access to federal student loans. The Department of Education is threatening to withhold that federal aid to schools that have high levels of alumni in default on their student loans. Education Secretary Linda McMahon sent a letter to colleges and universities yesterday. She is urging them to reach out to former students and remind them of their financial obligations. The letter goes on to say institutions could lose access to federal student aid if they aren't proactive.
State House lawmakers today are expected to discuss a constitutional convention that could result in far-reaching changes to the federal government. The measure would add North Carolina to a list of other states calling for a convention to make changes to federal spending and power. It could lead to changes in term limits for federal officials, including members of Congress and even the president. The United States has never called a constitutional convention. It got close in the 1980s when more than half the states backed a call for a balanced budget amendment.
It is billed as the fashion event of the year, the annual Met Gala, and celebrities and A-listers walk that midnight blue carpet at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City. I am wholly unqualified to speak on this, so Michelle McConaughey is here now with some of the head-turning looks, Michelle.
I love your ties always, Jeff. Great. Well, fashion's biggest night did not disappoint, all showcasing their spectacular fashions inspired by this year's theme, Super Fine, tailoring Black style, celebrating the legacy and influence of Black fashion, including dandyism. Let's start with Demi Moore. She wore a Tom Brown gown made to look like a men's tie. This has been a big year for Moore. She won a Golden Globe and SAG Award for her leading role in the movie Substance. And Zendaya, she shut down the carpet in this beautiful white Louis Vuitton suit. Here it is here with that white hat, showing off her engagement ring as well from fiancé Tom Holland. And Serena Williams looking absolutely gorgeous. She wore an icy blue gown by Montclair. There she is there. And Coleman Domingo, one of the co-chairs, stepped out in a plaid suit from Valentino. He had a beautiful blue cape over that. He took it off to showcase this right here. Tickets to the Met Gala are not cheap, $75,000, with the proceeds going to the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Costume Institute.
Michelle, thank you. A new air control system promises to address issues that have contributed to flight delays. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says the DOT will announce a plan Thursday that will transform air traffic control and remodel an outdated system. Duffy says the new plan would specifically help issues at Newark International Airport. He addressed the April 28th incident in which controllers at Newark lost communications with planes. The incident compounded existing staffing shortages as 5 controllers went on trauma leave after the malfunction.
Some of that rough weather we felt on our WRAL Weather Alert Day yesterday, not just here in the Triangle, stretched all the way to the beach. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now. Look at that lightning.
Isn't this incredible? This is out over the ocean. This is the beach right here in the foreground. And we saw the same thing. These were very powerful storms that were coming through here with a lot of lightning, especially over Durham County and like western Wake County. So it was a dangerous day and then dangerous night there in Carolina Beach with all that lightning there. Let's take a look at what we're seeing now as that front moved out. Skies mostly cleared. We still have a little bit of moisture here in Fayetteville, so a little bit of cloud cover. Raleigh, Apex, and Chapel Hill, though, looking nice and clear. You should notice a nice drop in humidity as you're heading out. We're in between systems today. That front's moved offshore, but the next one taking shape back to the west. Lots of severe weather happening across Texas right now. Those are mostly severe thunderstorm warnings. We actually had a tornado report of damage here in Martin County, a little bit closer to the coast. There was some tornado damage there. We had a lot of hail as well. Those blue circles are hail, especially Durham and Raleigh, a cluster there in Goldsboro and Rocky Mount, and just 3 reports of wind damage. But the sky was incredible yesterday evening as that front moved out. This is a look at Salemburg. Ryland Reams sent us this big thunderstorm cloud with some mammatus, and you can see the bumpy texture to the clouds. That's mammatus that we see sometimes in thunderstorms. Go to WRAL/report it and send us your photos. We had some dramatic ones yesterday, that's for sure. Our next weather maker comes in Thursday into Friday, and we'll see it. Temperatures falling with this front, especially by Friday, but it does move out over the weekend. This is Thursday at 5 o'clock, and you can see some showers and thunderstorms. That rain continues to linger as the front moves through and is out of here late on Friday. Here's Saturday morning looking nice and clear, and so is Sunday. But notice how close the rain is down to our south along that front. If anything changes and that moves farther northward, it could affect our weekend. So we'll keep an eye on that. 40% for Thursday and Friday, and then 50% chance on Monday. Not a lot of rain, it doesn't look like with this, maybe 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch. And outdoor plans over the weekend looking great. A green light Saturday and Sunday. So for Mother's Day, it looks nice for now. We'll keep our eye on it. Temperatures will be comfortable too. 74 on Saturday and 78 on Sunday. Ken was already talking yesterday about Mother's Day weekend. You guys must have big plans.
What a gift. Baby number 4. Yeah, big plans. All right, Elizabeth. Hey, we got Raleigh police working a crash on I-540 in the westbound lane at Capitol Boulevard, but not seeing any delays in the area. As far as major routes in Wake County and all points east, all delay-free at this hour. Let's head over to the Bull City, give you a look at all those major routes. The zero's running wild, so wherever you're headed in the Bull City, you will get there in time. You're getting ready to head out the door. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Thanks, Ken. Costly commute. Today, Raleigh City Council will consider how tolls would work on Capitol Boulevard. The options they are weighing, including the use of an express lane into the city.
Protecting teachers. State lawmakers are considering harsher punishments for students who are violent with educators. The new felony up for consideration today.
And ahead on today, Al Roker was on the carpet with all the superstars at the Met Gala. Tune in for all the big fashion moments and interviews.
First, though, a look at your winning NC Education lottery numbers on your screen right now. We'll be back with What's Trending.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
A big celebrity announcement shown off at the Met Gala.
And the most watched series on Netflix is back, and Ken Smith is as well with What's Trending. Ken.
Yeah, Jeff and Renee, let's start with that popular series. Netflix teasing a third season of Squid Game. It comes not even 6 months after season 2 came out in December and ended in quite the cliffhanger. The new season will be available June 27th.
So they did this right. They cut the wait time out of there by shooting 2 seasons back to back, so they could just roll them right out. And coming off of the first one, which was the most watched series in Netflix history, so pretty good stuff.
Yeah, keep the momentum going, right? Hey, let's get back to the Met Gala. Rihanna and A$AP Rocky will soon be a family of 5. The 37-year-old singer is pregnant. She revealed the news on Instagram ahead of the gathering at the Met Gala. Her outfit showing off her baby bump while showcasing the theme for the event.
Gotta hand it to Riri. She really knows how to debut a baby bump. Everyone remembers the 2023 Super Bowl halftime show. Well, she and A$AP Rocky already share sons Riot and RZA. So you sense a theme here. Rihanna, Rocky, Riot, RZA.
Renee.
Yeah, there you go.
New name for the
So,
new child.
It has to be. It has to be.
Why not?
It's perfect. Ken, thanks for that. NC State's new chancellor is now on the job. The university posted this video on social media showing Kevin Howell suiting up for his first day Monday. Howell is the 15th chancellor of the school. Yes, go Pack. He's the first African American and first former student body president to hold that position.
Some after-school practices were rained out yesterday for sure, but looking beautiful this afternoon. We're going to see a high in the low 80s. The evening practices feeling very comfortable in the 70s. If you're one of those parents that has to go, take along your chair and enjoy it. I'll let you know when we're back to some wet conditions.
And a proposed budget protest. Teachers in Wake County will be holding a walk-in just minutes from now. Their concerns about the cuts being made to the school system's budget.
And a rollover crash. A driver was airlifted from the scene on US 1. What we're learning about the crash this morning.